You don't always realize you're standing in the middle of a full circle moment until life brings you back to where it all started. This week, in the world of basketball, one story quietly stood above the rest. Not because of headlines, but because of what it represents. A return, a grind, and a man who hasn't slept more than 4 hours a night, chasing something bigger than himself. He walks back into Cincinnati, not as a visitor, not as a memory, but as the one now responsible for rebuilding it. And the strange part? He barely recognizes the place. The campus is different. The energy is different. Even the city feels like it grew up without him. But the expectations? Those are louder than ever. This isn't just about coaching basketball. It's about proving something to the fans, to the players, and maybe even to himself. Because his journey wasn't a clean, perfect path. It wasn't handed to him. He took the long road, the uncertain one, the kind that tests whether you really love the game or just the idea of it. And sitting across from him are guys who understand greatness in a different way. Champions, icons, athletes who've lived at the highest level. But even they lean in when the conversation shifts to something deeper. What makes someone truly elite? Is it talent? Or is it the ability to see the game before it even happens? Because somewhere in this conversation, between jokes about late-night food runs and forgotten Super Bowl rings, is a story about obsession, about loyalty, and about the thin line between the life you chose and the life you almost had.
And the last thing, there was another huge basketball story this week, and we had to get this guy on to talk about it. That's right.
Yeah,
Let's go ahead and toss it to the old University of Cincinnati ball coach.
What's up, boys?
Welcome back, Coach. How we feeling?
Oh, man. Exhausted. It's never ending.
Yeah.
Like a never-ending cycle. You wake up, you go to sleep for 4 hours, and just deal with chaos from start to finish. But it's good to be back, man.
Oh, man, this was my favorite question because everybody loves to talk about the old chili out down there in Cincinnati. And I'm very curious, what was your first culinary stop? What was your first go-to? I got to get some food. I've missed it so much since I've left.
Well, it hasn't been Skyline yet. Honestly, it's been the football cafeteria, man. It's the closest thing.
There you go, man.
Tell you what, you guys built a heck of a facility, guys. Wow, that thing is a beast.
I'm assuming it's been pretty crazy for you because you've been kind of separated from the university longer than we have. How crazy is it seeing how much the campus has grown since you're being back?
Yeah, man. I told Hugs, I told all those former players that were there. Can't even recognize it, honestly. You know, when I was here, man, this was kind of a school in the inner city and, like a commuter type school, to be honest with you. And it's just changed so much, man. It's a phenomenal institution. We have a ton to sell, man. I think this thing's going to be great.
Yeah, it's remarkable. Every time I go back, obviously the facilities for for the football team, basketball team are all pretty brand new. But it's not even just that. Like around campus, the whole area has been built up so much. There's so many restaurants and bars and things that weren't there when we were there. UC used to stand for under construction. That was the whole joke when I was there. We're just constantly trying to build it up.
No doubt.
But it's remarkable what it's turned into.
What was your favorite spots? I know you guys had some spots when you were down here.
So Skyline was one of them, especially at 2 a.m. That Skyline over on Ludlow.
Now, first of all, Jason's speaking for himself right here. Jason's speaking for himself there. Skyline would be the last place I go. Shout out to Skyline, though, and Gold Star. Much love to you guys. I know you guys built a hell of an establishment, but I'm an Adriatico's pizza guy.
Yes. I want to go there. I haven't been there yet, Trev. I got to hit it.
Adriatico's is fantastic. And then I got to shout out a spot, Martino's over on Short Vine.
Okay.
Good people that run it, and they had these Pittsburgh style wings and this
Sparky
Pittsburgh steak salad that we used to get there. And we just got to know the people that own that place. And it's an awesome spot. So you get a chance. Martino's is great over there on Short Vine.
I'm going to hit it. Yep. I'll hit it next week.
And then of course, Montgomery Inn, come on now, get some of them barbecue ribs.
That's where Hugs' radio show used to be. So I'm looking forward to it.
Smart man.
Show will be out there. Yeah.
I didn't know this. You actually were a student at Cincinnati as well. So you started at Cleveland State as a player.
Yep.
And then you transferred to UC, finished your degree, and went into coaching right away. What does Cincinnati mean to you? How do you feel being back?
To be honest with you, it's kind of crazy. It's surreal, right? You go through life, there's certain things that happen in your life that you're like a wow moment, probably for you guys, whether it was your first start, first Super Bowl, whatever it was. There's just certain things that happen, and this is kind of one of those. It's been a crazy journey. I took an unconventional path, took a D2 job from West Virginia. After I didn't get Travis, I had to go a different route. He turned us down, man. He turned us down.
I'll tell you who turned you down. Ed Kelce turned you down. That's the real story of it. We can get into that.
Yeah, we got to get into some of that if we got time.
Are you kidding? We would love to.
Just been a wild journey, man. I've coached at every level. Obviously, Utah State's one of the best schools in the country. Best student section I've ever seen. We got to get that back here at UC. But this is a place where you can win a national championship. And I think it's the best job in the state of Ohio for basketball. I really do.
Hell yeah.
I thought that. Our alumni here is real. We got a real fan base, and this campus we can sell. So I'm excited.
That's awesome to hear, man.
Everybody, I think, was rooting for Utah State in the tourney just because we were like, hey, we're all hoping that Coach Calhoun comes back home. And it was fun watching you guys this season and in the tourney.
Yeah, it was so cool to see what you guys built over there at Utah too, man. You could tell. So dating back to old 2007, back when you and Hugs actually and the entire like staff went to West Virginia. I believe Kansas State maybe before that.
Yeah.
Going into West Virginia, I had already kind of committed, and I was looking around at some basketball schools, and old Barry Egan, Coach Egan, Ohio basketball coach, coached me my junior, senior years. And Egan had a really good connection with you guys down in Cincinnati. So I go down to West Virginia. You're my point of contact. You guys treat me like family. Like I had never been treated before. I was Jason's little brother, and Cincinnati didn't even give me this much attention.
Trav, I'll be honest, man. You could hoop, man. That's what people, obviously you're going to go down as the greatest tight end in my book, but you were a hooper, man. I mean, all those Heights guys. You were a beast.
I appreciate that. I was a hooper at heart for sure. You went to Villa Angela St. Joe. You went to Joe's, right?
Yeah, Joe's guy, man. Yep.
And I wish you would have told my dad that. So I came back from the West Virginia trip, and I told my dad, man, I was like, Dad, I think I want to really give myself a chance at playing Division I college basketball and play for, Coach Huggins. He looked at me and said, "You are a man of your word. You want to be like these kids that commit to a university and then decommit, and now the integrity of your word doesn't mean anything. You have to be a man of your word." And I look around at everybody nowadays in college. I'm just like, what was I doing?
Yeah.
Well, nowadays you guys would have made a lot of money. I could tell you that. A lot of money.
No, man, but you could tell the way you guys ran that the ship in West Virginia, and just the camaraderie that you saw on the floor, and how everybody on the bench was involved in the game. You could tell that's something you kind of took from the Hugs regime, correct?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, Hugs is one of the greatest coaches of all time. But what people don't talk about is he's got 3 former coaches, assistants that are now in the Final Four. Brad Underwood at Illinois, obviously Frank and Mick Cronin. And Coach Cronin's been unbelievable to me throughout my coaching career. So when this opportunity came, he was one of the first guys I called. But I mean, I've taken some stuff from everybody. Joe Mazzulla is one of my best friends. I was the best man in his wedding. Coached him at West Virginia, so he's going to be involved in the program.
Nice.
Awesome. We want to get you guys back. We're talking about doing a fantasy camp. We used to run one at West Virginia, so we might have you guys get back as well if we can get your schedules cleared. As I know you guys are, doing a lot.
We would love to. That'd be a blast.
Travis knows this, but I've been trying to dunk for the first time in my life. I think I'm going to get there. I think it's going to happen. 38 years old. I'm dunking, baby. Where this going to happen?
My wife loves your wife, Jason. She thinks she's awesome. So you guys have your personalities and your brand, man. You guys are connecting so many people And you guys don't know this, but I was very close with Donald Delicio, Trav. So we
Delicios, how about it?
How about that?
Yeah, we became diehard Chiefs fans, man. We flew out every year with a group of Youngstown guys. And, the Phantom Fireworks guys.
Come on now.
Guys.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to the Zoldens, baby.
Yeah, that's our crew.
Those Youngstown guys, they stay together. Wait, so you from Youngstown or East Liverpool? Basically, is Youngstown. I mean,
I was born in East Liverpool, but I grew up in Cleveland, man. I'm a Cleveland guy. But yeah, I spent 7 years at Youngstown. Jim Tressel was a huge mentor of mine. So I've had a lot of good guys help me along the way.
There's some good people in that Youngstown era, man, or that area, and they really do lend a helping hand. And Tress I could throw out countless names that have said the exact same thing about Tressel being able to be such a helping hand in their journey, man. So that's awesome, big guy. And it's cool to hear that Missoula is even coming around UC. That's pretty cool stuff right there.
Who do you guys like? Who's your NBA teams, man? You watch any of it, or?
I live in Philadelphia. I'm connected to the Philly teams.
Yeah, you got to watch what you say, Jason.
Well,
yeah, Jason.
Yeah, I like the Sixers, but
I'm a Cleveland fan through and through. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I love the Cavs. Sam Merrill, Utah State guy, so we become close.
I'm a Mark Price guy. The price is always right. We can go down the list. Bobby Sura was one of my childhood favorites there in the 90s.
Too. Oh my God, I had the jersey.
The three.
Yeah, the three. Yeah, the throwback. Yeah.
I'm a big Anderson Varejao guy. I like hustle defense, man. I want those hustle plays, coach.
You gotta have them.
Hey,
you gotta have them.
I gotta say this too. While we're on Cleveland guys, there was a quote of referencing you to another Cleveland guy, Maverick Carter. I've known Jerrod since we were 11 years old, and the only person that I've met that loves the game is as committed to the game as LeBron, and it's a tie. That's an incredible quote because I think LeBron is renowned for his love of basketball. But I do got to know, do you love the game enough to headbutt an official if you potentially aren't?
Maybe a few years back, yeah. Danny's on a whole nother level, but hey, he's got 2 natties, so he can get away with that. Maverick and I grew up together. We were both AAU guys, so we would spend the weekend at each other's house. I eat, sleep, drink basketball. I don't golf. I'm constantly trying to evolve, learn. I think one of the things we'll be able to attract to Cincinnati is our style, man. We really teach guys to play green, to find, create, keep advantages. We teach spacing. It's all about reads, right? Like you got to be able to read the game, and you guys are elite guys that have read the game for a long time, and that's what we do. We try to train their eyes, man. It's a whole progression, right? From the off season to the preseason. And a lot of this I got from Joe. I'll be honest, man. When I went up to Boston 5-6 years ago, it changed my trajectory as a coach. And kids will want to play in our system because we score the ball. And at the end of the day, man, it's entertainment. People want to pay money to see touchdowns, and they want to see the ball go through the basket. So we're going to sell it.
Man, you're getting me fired up right now, coach. Oh.
I love talking about this stuff, too, because football is...
I think I got like 1 semester left eligibility, coach.
Hey, we'll get you a good NIL deal, man.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
You got to ask your wife.
Yeah, a good 6-man off the
exactly,
bench,
yeah. Sweetie, I'm going back to school.
You are bringing up something, though, that I've always been fascinated with, and I've never understood because I never played organized basketball. I played pickup basketball. And something I've always found fascinating is like it's a free-flowing game. Football is much more rigid in your rules and assignments. Each play, you have a very specific responsibility. And one of the things that I think has allowed Travis the ability to excel in football is because he played basketball, because he has the ability to understand what you're talking about with spacing and like to go off schedule and do something because you just know that it's the right move to make. How much has basketball continued to evolve in that regard? Like, and you think about like the triangle offense and how innovative that was. And I don't even know what I'm asking you because I don't know a fucking thing about basketball.
I know where you're going with it. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to evolve. You have to change with the times, right? And I think there's not a better guy that's done it than Joe Mazzulla. I mean, look what he's done since he's gotten to Boston, but it's beyond that. It's relationships. You got to have the chemistry, right? What Travis has done, and my family teases me. I changed from the Browns. There was only so much I could take from the Cleveland Browns. So I got on the Chiefs wagon with the Youngstown crew and Ed Reese and Rocky Nolfi. And we made a lot of trips out there. Trav don't even realize I've been in Arrowhead a lot.
That's awesome, man.
It's a good place to watch a game.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, if people haven't seen a game in there, forget the game. The pregame tailgates it's like a college atmosphere. It's crazy.
I had no idea you were already on the Chiefs wagon, man. That's awesome.
I'm gonna send you a picture of me at the game with my boys. I'll send it to you. You'll love it.
You got to come back out for another one, man, if you get a chance.
Coach, I saw you on Dan Hort earlier this week talking about the crosstown shootout and how important is it to dominate Ohio? That was a big thing I took away from it.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, man, rivalries are everything, right? We all got them. We all have that team, but this one is really special. I think it's one of the most unique. You got Duke, Carolina, you got Cincinnati, Xavier, right? There's two monster basketball programs within 4 or 5 miles. So those are games you got to win, right? You got to defend home turf. You got to rep your city. We're going to take a lot of pride in that, and President Tressel talked about Ohio State, Michigan with me for years. It's got to be, talked about. It's got to be trained in our guys' minds that we got to win this game, and it starts in the recruiting process.
It doesn't matter where you are. If you have the chance to watch UC basketball, you're always going to check that crosstown shootout, game. And I mean, it's just it's something that I already know you're going to take to heart, man. But I got to get back to some of the high school days and a little bit more of this Northeast Ohio love, man.
Okay.
One thing I have to ask you about is the final game of your high school career was against one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of seeing LeBron in high school, and he looked like a man amongst boys. How did it feel playing against him in high school?
Well, I'll be honest, that's one that haunts you, right? Like you got games that haunt you. That one still haunts me because we would have been state champs. I'll never forget, Trav, my high school coach, Ted Kwasniak, just a tremendous person. He went and saw LeBron. He came back. He saw Clark Kellogg back in the day at Joe's. And he said, this is the greatest high school player I've ever seen. And I'm like, I'm a senior. I'm like, who's this freshman he's talking about? So boom, fast forward 2 months later, and this dude is just killing. It was crazy. I mean, we were up the whole game, back and forth. Maverick was on that team, so we talk about it a lot. But, what made LeBron so good is guys like you, Mahomes. I mean, you look at every sport, they just know the game. They see the plays before. He had a cross-court pass I still think about to this day in transition as a freshman.
That was one of the things. Obviously, his athleticism, I didn't get to see him till he was a senior, so his athleticism was like he was in the NBA already. But his ability to pass the ball anywhere on the dime at any moment was so unique, and he made it look so effortless.
I mean, at that point, he was like 6'6", and he grew like from freshman to sophomore. He got like 3 more inches, crazy, absolutely crazy.
I got one last thing. If you happen to see a Super Bowl ring lying around some chili in Fifth Third Arena, you make sure to let me know.
Did you lose it in Cincinnati? Was it a good night?
It was a great night. It was an
unbelievable night. Yeah.
Well, we got to get you guys back.
Absolutely love to come back. Definitely coming back for a game to see you rock it out, and hopefully we can even get back for a little crosstown shootout.
That'd be great. Yeah, I'm glad Reggie connected us, man. Reggie King, great guy, man. Shout out to Reggie.
Hey, shout out to Reggie.
Yeah,
Reg,
he's your guy,
yes.
Great dude.
You're the man. Coach, we appreciate you, big guy. We're rooting for you. And if you ever need a thing, man, please just reach out.
Thanks, guys.
In the end, this wasn't just a conversation about basketball. It was about time, about the roads we take and the ones we leave behind. Because sitting there, laughing about old pizza spots and college memories was a man carrying years of experience, pressure, and quiet sacrifices that nobody sees. The sleepless nights, the constant rebuilding, the responsibility of leading something bigger than yourself. And maybe the most powerful part? He never took the easy route. From small programs to big stages, from being overlooked to being trusted with something this meaningful, every step shaped who he is now. And then there's that moment, the story about facing a young LeBron. A game that still haunts him, not because he lost to greatness, but because he recognized it before the world did. That's the difference. The truly elite don't just play the game. They understand it. They feel it. They see it unfolding before everyone else catches up. And maybe that's what connects all of them, coaches, players, legends. That obsession, that constant need to evolve. Because the game doesn't wait. It changes. It grows. And if you don't grow with it, you get left behind. Now, he's back where it all began. Not as the same person, but as someone with something to prove.
To his team, to his city,
and to the version of himself that once dreamed about this moment. So the real question isn't whether he can rebuild Cincinnati. It's this: when everything comes full circle, do you become who you were meant to be? Or do you realize